Imagine if I'm staying away from home for 1 to 3 months, and the number of parcels that will be incoming will be one of the major reasons why my mom is going to throw me out of the house and be like, "कि तुम घर वापस कभी मत आना." Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about books. Wow. And today we are talking about books that we don't know about because we have a lot of packages to unbox. And if you find my face tedious, it's because I just landed today and I found these packages right in my bed, and I was like, you know what? I cannot wait for the next day to look fresh and film a video because I have to know what is in there. Otherwise, how will I be sleeping peacefully tonight? So here we go. The setup is a little problematic, I know, but we gotta do what we gotta do, right? So here we have a couple of packages that I have not opened, and I have been receiving this all while I was away from home, and my mom has been like, she was not happy while I was receiving all these packages, but we can't do anything about it. I love receiving books, and these are mostly by publishing houses, and I cannot wait. I am like looking forward to all of these books. A few of them are also like review copies that I look forward to. Also, one of the books is already like unboxed. Oh, I think I have already shown you all this book in my previous video, in one of my videos, if I'm not wrong. But yet we'll again, start from these. And also, while I was away, I was at my husband's place, and there are two books that my husband actually purchased for me while I was at his place because I wanted to read a classic, and he was like, okay, let me get you one. But by the time it actually reached my doorstep, I was already reading something else, so I didn't pick it yet. So I'm gonna also share with you the two books that I got from my trip. So because I have a big wired mic, I'm going to basically keep the mic somewhere while I'm like, chopping, removing all the packages, like removing basically all the cardboard packages, and then we're going to talk more about the books. Also, before I open all the packages, I am having my first cup of cold coffee, iced coffee, and I cannot tell you, the feeling is out of the world. First book. So this is basically a review copy. It is Think and Win Like Virat by Sfruti Sahare, and I'm supposed to read this book. This is a very tiny book. I'm hoping that it's going to be like very inspiring, a very motivational kind of a book. But it's like a very short book, so I'm hoping that I'm going to understand it better, and I'm going to acquire as much things as possible from this book. Non-fictions are not generally my thing, but when books come at my doorstep, I never say no. Never say never, basically. Okay, from what I can see is the second book also, the second parcel also seems like a review copy. I'm not being able to remember who is Anagha Purohit, but okay, I think I'll only recognize once I see the book. So let's just rip it apart. You know what? I love when authors have so much love for their books that they would double the packaging, and this has a plastic package over the book. I love it because it shows how carefully the packaging has been done, and कहीं कुछ बारिश वारिश आ गया तो बुक को कभी कुछ नहीं होगा. And I was actually expecting this book. I was actually expecting this book. It is 2.5 story by Anagha Purohit. I know what I was looking for in this package. I actually didn't know the name by the address, but with the author's name, I know that this is one book that she have been meaning to send me for a long time, and I have been meaning to read it because, as from the title, it is 2.5 story, a complex journey of three souls. And I will just read one line from the blurb, and you will know why I'm saying that I'm gonna love this book already. And the line is, what would it be like to give birth to a child and it be taken away from you? Now you can well imagine कि कितना दुखी और दुखद होने वाली है ये किताब. It is like, it is probably going to be like a, mother endearing through her painful journey of losing her child or something like that. I'm not yet sure about the blurb, and I don't want to read the blurb anymore. I am already done and convinced with the only single line that I read to you, and I think, yes, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I might also just pick it like tonight. Moving on to the next book, Parcels. Okay, I'll just show you the open books for now, like the books that I've already opened, and I'm already sure that I have shown you guys the book, which is How to Be You by Ruskin Bond. I've already also put up a story on my Instagram regarding this, and this is a very colorful book, very, very colorful book with a lot of, phrases, and it's like perfectly fit to pass down to your next generation, to the kids who will obviously be learning a lot from this book, because Ruskin Bond and I share a very emotional relationship. I would never say that I have grown up reading Ruskin Bond, which obviously will be a lie because I didn't. But I remember reading The Blue Umbrella by Ruskin Bond, and I instantly knew why he is one of the most beloved authors of the country, and why people celebrate his birthday as if it is their own birthday. So yeah, I swear by Ruskin Bond since then. Okay, moving on. The next two books that are already open, and which I mentioned earlier in the video, that are very generously purchased or bought by my husband. The first one, let me show you. I have no idea when I'm going to read it, if I'm ever going to read it, or will I be ever, intrigued or be convinced or compelled to read this book, because I've not seen a lot of people talk about this book. Very limited number of people actually discusses this book or even talk about it. I have not actually seen anybody talk about this honestly. This is a classic, and I'm happy by the fact that I will have this one book into my long list of classic collection up there. And the book is The Spook Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche, if I'm not wrong. I'm hoping that that is how it is pronounced. If not, please correct me in the comment section. But yeah, it is a philosophical read, okay? And philosophy is one subject that I do not enjoy when I'm reading a book, because philosophies can be like very overwhelming after a point. So even if I pick this book anytime in the near future, I might take more than 6 months to complete this book, because I know how overwhelming it is going to be for my little brain. But yeah, I won't say that I'm excited for this one, but I am very happy to have this in my collection. That's what I have to say. So this is one of my most anticipated classics of this year. I look forward to reading it like very soon. And it's been long since I actually, sat down quietly in my zone, reading a classic and annotating and tabbing the book all together. I want to experience that feeling of doing it all together, because the last time I actually sat down with a good classic was Anna Karenina, with a big classic. Apart from that, yeah, obviously I have read a couple of other classics as well, other than Anna Karenina, after I read Anna Karenina. But Anna Karenina was one book that I had religiously read and religiously annotated and have spoken my heart out. And I think with this one book also, I'm going to have a lot of emotional roller coaster that I would want to share it on the internet. So I really want to take my good and sweet time reading this book. And the book is Tess of Duberville by Thomas Hardy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the title correctly. If I'm not, then please correct me in the comments below. And I have seen so many good things about this book. Like whenever you look for books by Thomas Hardy to be read, this is one book that mostly tops the list. I have one other classic by him. I can't recall at this point what book that is. I actually could have started from that one book, but I don't know for what weird reason I actually wanted to read this one. And also the cover, look at the cover. It is so beautiful that I wanted to start from this one. I know it's weird. We cannot go by covers, or we cannot go by some specific titles to start with with reading an author, despite having one of the other books by the authors already. But I was like sure that I want to read this one, and I would have started it then and there, but I got it late and I was already reading something else. I'm still not done with that one book yet, so I'm not picking it already. But yeah, this is the next classic that I very happily received, and I'm very grateful to him for getting me all the books and for taking my bookish duties. I love him for that. My coffee is like, oh god, it's not the best feeling to drink a coffee like this, I want to just relax and be having my coffee, but because I made my coffee at the very wrong hour of the day, I thought I'll just have it with my books. Okay, let's move on to the next, which are quite chunk of books. So this big package is by Hachette Book Publishing India. I was not expecting anything by Hachette actually. I don't even remember if I've requested any review copy or they approached me with any review copies. But I know the moment I open this parcel, I'll be like, oh, I knew it. I was about to receive it. But up until now, I don't know what is inside of it, what books are inside of it. Obviously, I know there are books, but I was not expecting anything from Hachette though. But well, let's see. It's a surprise. I was actually about to reach out to them for the review copy of The Names by Florence Knapp, and they sent it to me without even approaching them. How interesting can that be? Wow, that is amazing. Wait, I'll just show you the books. It's very tough to be talking like this on a wired mic and opening a book package. I think I have to switch to the Bluetooth mic, but yeah, let's see. So the book that I was talking about is The Names by Florence Knapp, and I have seen a lot of people talk about this book recently. A lot of people have been discussing this book widely, having claiming that it's one of the saddest book they read and heart-wrenching and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to it, and the blurb is something like, it is 1987 and it is the aftermath of a great storm. Cora sets out with her 9-year-old daughter to register the birth of her son. Her husband intends for her to follow a long-standing family tradition and call the baby after him. But when faced with decision, Cora hesitates. Going against his wishes is a risk that will have consequences. But is it right for her child to inherit his name from generations of domineering men? The choice she makes in this moment will shape the course of their lives. 7 years later, her son is Bear, a name chosen by his sister, and one that will prove a cataclysm as the storm from which it emerged. Or he is Julian, the name his mother set her heart on, believing it would enable him to become his own person. Or he is Gordon, named after his father and raised in his cruel image. But is there still a chance to break the mold? Powerfully moving and full of hope, this is the story of 3 names, 3 versions of a life, and the infinite possibilities that a single decision can spark. It is the story of one family and love's endless capacity to endure no matter what fate has in store. I was really actually intending to, reach out to the publishing team to send me this review copy, and they very generously did. Oh god. Okay, the next one is a very summary book. I might also just pick it instantly. Actually, this is one book that I think I did approach them for. I can't remember what is wrong with me. I can't remember anything that I'm doing these days. I think I need to go see a doctor. I think I'm losing my mind or something. I'm like, what is this disease known as when you know that you're approached or you have read or you have seen or you have had a conversation with, and then you don't remember the next day. This is weird. This is what I'm going through at this point, and it is not in context of books only. It is in context of everything in general. But yeah, coming back to the book is The Retirement Plan, and I am sure that you must have seen this book all across the globe. People are reading and raving about this one, and not that I'm a big fan of contemporary genre in general, but lately I have really found a very comforting corner within the pages of contemporary writers. was very easy to breeze by, very easy to read, and you don't have to put so much of your effort and your mind into reading contemporary books, especially the romance. You can like literally lie down and just read a couple of pages, and you'll like you feel like you're there in the book. So sometimes you need books like these to get out of that zone of reading slump maybe. And this is like a very well-renowned book, if I'm not wrong. It is by Hincenbergs. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name wrong or right. This is like this from the 3 lines that we see here. We get to know that their husbands are driving them mad and murder is on their mind, but the men have a plan of their own. So can you like hear how interesting that sounds? I know, right? And the book and the blurb of the book is: Pam, Nancy and Shalisa once imagined retirement would mean setting aside their worries, picking up their margaritas and lying back into a hot tub, right up until their husbands lost all their savings in a reckless investment. Okay, now collecting their husband's life insurance is starting to sound more appealing than growing old with them. But enlisting the help of the local barber hitman isn't merely the most daring thing the friends have ever done. It's also where the trouble really begins. Because they don't realize their husbands have some tricks up their sleeves, there's no turning back now. It sounds like a very fun read, and I think that it's going to be like a very summary book. So, I'm also coming up with a list of books that you can actually read during spring or summer or whatever you celebrate. So maybe before that, I might read this one and also add this into the list. Let's see. Okay, moving on. We have 2 packages left. Let's open the tinier one first. And I am guessing that it's the toilet seat. But let's see. As I told, I was expecting this book, and I am starting this book tonight because I have to put up a review like just 2-3 days later. It is like a collaboration kind of a thing. And you know what? I actually am looking forward to reading this one. Generally, collaboration, like books that I collaborate with, are not something that I really want to read, but I have to read because, but with this one, the story or the case is a little different. It is The Toilet Seat by Latha, a sensational bestseller by HarperCollins. So I think it is basically about breaking the sexual and menstrual taboo of women in a society and questioning it. But yeah, let's see. It is time to get sex out of the closet. See, I told you. Because sex is basically taboo and not a lot of people want to discuss it broadly. So I think this book is going to make it easier for a lot of people. It is like, is it better to have unsatisfying sex than to masturbate? Is it okay to seek sexual satisfaction outside marriage? Do women really lose interest in sex after menopause? Though sex is considered a dirty word in Indian society, its role in our lives is undeniable. The Toilet Seat takes a deep dive into how sex is perceived and portrayed, the stigma around premarital and extramarital sex, and the perversion that suppressing natural instincts can cause. This is a very true fact. With fearless honesty, it dissects myths, exposes hypocrisy, and challenges rigid ideas about love, fidelity, and pleasure. Urging readers to rethink deep-rooted norms, it encourages open conversations about sex and relationships. Packed with eye-opening insight, it also offers guidance on understanding a partner's sexual needs. And what does the title of the book, The Toilet Seat, have to do with all this? Read on to find out and know why this phenomenal book became a runaway Tamil bestseller. To be very honest, I am actually looking forward to reading this book because of the fact that it is a Tamil bestseller. I knew this fact even before I read the blurb for the first time, and I was like, you know what, any book that is written in any original language in the south of India, I know that I have to read it, even if it's like a translated version of it, because South Indian authors have something in them that can basically, charm you, that can literally enchant you with the facts and the magics that they brew in the books. I think that is one of the magical feelings that you get on reading an original book into a translation. I'm not sure how the translation is going to be like, but I'm hoping that it's not going to ruin or butcher the original feeling of reading the book. Okay, the last big package, it is by, I don't know, HarperCollins? Yeah, the last big package is by HarperCollins. They reached out to me for these 3 books. And I was like, okay, get this. Because, one of the books from these 3 books is a series. Now the sequel has come out just recently, and I wanted to do something like I'm reading both the books together, one after the other, and showing, reviewing it maybe, or just a reading vlog kind of a thing. So I'm really excited for this one. I know that there are 3 books inside the package, and I know what my content will look like in the next few months. But yeah, wait, let me just open the packaging first. These are all the Katy Brent books, and the book that I was actually looking forward to read, and I don't know, I was meaning to buy, honestly, but I was not sure if I should be buying it. What if I don't like it? Contemporary authors and the problems that they create in my headspace. Problems as in, like, I always have a confusion and skepticism if I should be getting this book or this author, because I don't know what I'm gonna feel about them, and I'm gonna invest my money into it. What if I don't like it and I'll end up not enjoying the feeling of it, right? But then they approached me with these 3 books, and I was like, can you please send me at least 2? And they were like, we are going to send all 3 to you. And I felt so happy because I was meaning to read it, and the book is How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. I mean, who doesn't need this book? Every girl needs this. I mean, by the title itself. I'm not saying that you should be killing your man or killing any man in general and be running away, but we all need the guide to it, right? Someday you never know what we have to go through, and we actually need the idea to, execute it. And it is Friends, Lovers, and Killer. I'm hoping that it's going to, like, this is the trope, and I'm going to, like, literally love it. So I don't think this book needs any introduction. The internet is already talking about it a lot. There's a lot of buzz around this book anyways, but yet he was following me, that guy from the nightclub who wouldn't leave me alone. I hadn't intended to kill him, of course, but I wasn't sorry when I did, and despite the mess I made, I appeared to get away with it. That's where my addiction started. I've got a taste for revenge, and quite frankly, I'm killing it. So badass is the word. Okay, and the sequel to this book is the book that I also actually approached. I was like, please send me these 2 books. And the second one is I Bet You'd Look Good in a Coffin by Katy Brent again. And this is apparently the sequel to How to Kill a Man and Get Away with It. And so the blurb is basically like, my name is Kitty Collins and I'm a serial killer. Well, I don't want to kill. It's just so hard to resist. Some men really, really deserve it. I mean, oh my god, tell me about it. I actually know that some men really do deserve it. Men like Blaze Bundy, an anonymous influencer spreading misogyny online, he's making it very hard for me to control my murderous urges. Meanwhile, I'm in the south of France to watch my mother marry a man I've never met. I should be drinking cocktails and focusing on my tan, not plotting a murder. But a woman's work is never done. Surely one more tensely little kill wouldn't hurt, would it? So, I mean, this sounds so me. I don't know if I should be saying this, but from these 2 titles, I am already convinced that I'm gonna love reading the book altogether. These are the kind of books that you don't, want to critically point out the mistakes maybe, or be like कि भाई मेरे को इस book से क्या सीखने को मिला. There are times when you actually want to watch something that the internet is basically thrashing, but you are still like, you still look up to the movie or the TV series because it's fun, it's good in your mind, it's giving you all the dopamine that you need. And I think with these kind of books, it is actually what it is, because I think we don't always need big chunk of books or classics or philosophical reads to prove ourselves like the best readers, or maybe experience reading in a very fun way. I think sometimes these kind of books are actual dopamine, and I'm really looking forward to these 2 books. And I might also like film a reading vlog or something. I don't know if you have any recommendation on what I should be doing with these 2 books, because I really want to read these 2. Please let me know. I will ensure that I look up to the recommendations or the suggestions that you have there out for me. Okay, the video is getting too long. Let's talk about the last book, which is also by Katy Brent, by the way. And this is also one book that they just generously decided to send me, which is The Murder After the Night Before. I'm not sure if it's like a part of the series. So, something bad happened last night. I have woken up with the hangover from hell, a stranger in my bed, and I've gone viral for the worst reason. But I can't remember a thing. My best friend Posy is dead. The police thinks it is a tragic accident. I know she was murdered. There is only one thing stopping me from dying of shame. I need to find a killer. A wickedly witty and utterly addictive novel from the author of How to Kill a Man and Get Away with It. Like, I really like the covers of this book. No, look at this. Look at the cover of this book. Like, it's so quirky. It's so like bold, badass kind of. I really look forward to these books. I have a few summer books already in my list, and I'm really looking forward to all of this books. And yeah, with this, actually, we come to the end of the video. The mess that I've created here is like, but the feeling of unboxing all of these books together with you guys is great, is like the greatest feeling ever, and I really love it. I love this feeling. And the kachara that I've created here is one thing that I'm like really worried about, because I have to clear all of these. But okay, never mind. My coffee is like not coughing at all, guys. If you love books, if you love people who love books, if you love people who talk about books, please consider subscribing to my channel, because it is very crucial for me to grow. I mean, more than growing, it is more essential for us to connect. So yeah, also you might check my Instagram page where I put up a lot of content regularly, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy reading. Have a very amazing reading month in the month of June, and bye bye.